Hi, Jeff from Predator Academy. So we get a lot of feedback for people requesting more detail on certain things. So I want to do a video today on tripods and mounting bases, just to kind of clear up things. So with Predator Academy, our goal is to shorten the learning curve and to not have to purchase as many things to get to where you want. So I personally have wasted a ton of money on tripods, ball heads, things, just getting to, I shouldn't say wasted, spent a lot of money on previous things to get to where I want to be. So, and if I would have known then what I know now, we'd all be further ahead and have more money in our pocket. So, with tripods and mounting bases, you basically have a, for mounting base, you have a grip style, which I don't have an example of. I really don't recommend them either. It's basically a clamp, whether it's the Bog Pod, Death Grip, that type of thing. It's basically a clamp on a tripod. What you really want to go to, or at least start with, is a basic ball head and a basic tripod. So the Slick 700 is a popular tripod. I'm not trying to push anybody in any certain direction, but this is a very affordable. I think they're 99 bucks, right around 100 $120. Very affordable starter tripod and a ball head. So with the ball head, you're going to have certain settings on this side that you're going to leave, and you're just going to have one master. The ball head will give you full rotation up and down. It'll give you tilt and everything. So if you're hunting in elevated areas or you really need a lot of angle, that ball head is going to help with that. The next step up from that is a leveling base. So with the leveling base, you have a collar, and you basically have the same type ball head, but imagine half the ball is sitting in a dish, so you have more surface area. So this leveling base, which is what I use, is a little more stable. So the less components you have between the ground and your gun, the more stable it's going to be. So next thing I want to move down to is tripods. There is a ton of choices for tripods, and everybody will argue that certain manufacturers are better than others, and they are, but overall, you just want a strong, sturdy base with the least amount of components in between. So with the big variable in tripods is metal or carbon fiber. Carbon fiber is much lighter to carry around. The carbon fiber flexes a little less. The other thing too is you want to look at is the amount of joints in between. So remember, the least components between the ground and the gun. So for instance, this has two joints or two pieces to move in between the gun. This only has one. This is, in my opinion, the most stable tripod. The other thing is the center post. So tripods were originally manufactured for cameras where you had to move things a lot. So the idea of this center post is if your legs don't give you enough height, you start to raise the center post up. Well, in between those, you have components that's going to allow this. So I'm not sure if it's going to show up in the video, but as you can tell, this gun has a whole lot of flex. And if you look real close, it's flexing up here where the center post comes through the head, and the legs are flexing. So the next step up from a leveling base and a center post tripod like this would be to go to this tripod. The reason this tripod is a little better is because it has less joints. It only has one adjustment. The other thing is the leveling head sits down in a dish where this one screws on a threaded post. So for this, you just take this out and this whole thing will fall out of the dish. So it marries itself to the head much better. If I was to put the gun okay, so you can see how much, just touching this, you can see how much movement there is. If I take this out and put this in here, and I do the same thing, you can see the gun's not moving at all. And the flex that I'm getting is the actual gun movement. So this is a much more sturdy base. Now, this is also a much more expensive setup. So really, with thermals, we talk about, people say, what's the best? Well, the best is going to be the most expensive. I think what people usually mean is, what's the best bang for my buck? So then we go back to budget. What's within your budget? Your ball head or leveling base, I think, is the most important, and then go down to your tripod and go from there. So we just wanted to cover quick some, the basics on these. And if anybody has any questions on it, feel free to send us a message at Predator Academy, and we'll do our best to help you out. Our goal is that you don't have to spend a whole bunch of money multiple times replacing stuff, and you end up buying things 2 and 3 times. That you can just jump straight to what works. What works kills more coyotes, and we're all happy. So remember to follow our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube page so you get the updates for all these. We have a bunch of videos coming out in the near future, and we don't want you to miss them. Thanks, guys.